Hey guys!
Hi.
Happy Halloween!
Yeah, always.
What is this? This is the end of May, so it's time to get ready for Halloween in our bucket.
Not like we ever stopped, but you know.
Yeah. Well, it's time to make plans if you're going to take a trip to Halloween Horror Nights. And Mickey's Not So Scary, which is what we're planning to do over in Orlando. We're hoping, we got our fingers crossed.
We'll see
that we're going to get to do it this year.
How stuff happens, but hopefully.
But with that in mind, we've been paying attention as best we can to the announcements of houses for Halloween Horror Nights.
29!
So we're here to talk about that. And we might talk a tiny bit about Mickey's Not So Scary too.
Maybe our costumes,
possibly. We might do a little reveal there.
Yeah.
So, but let's start with the announcements, the house announcements.
So let's start with the first announcement they made, which was Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. This is a confirmed announcement.
Confirmed announcement.
So last year they had a Stranger Things house.
Yeah.
So this is one of those where they do an IP house again. And it's like season 2 or something.
It's going to be season 2 and 3.
And 3, okay, cool. So there's the mall aspect there and everything too.
Yeah, so it could be really awesome.
We were saying they should do Dawn of the Dead, the original, someday.
They really need to.
And we were like, I don't know how they would do the mall, but that would be amazing.
But now that they're doing season 3, maybe they will.
Maybe we'll see if they play with the mall at all, you know. But we love Stranger Things.
Yeah.
We've got our shirts on we bought last year.
Things.
You got your Killer Clowns shirt.
Killer Clowns.
I've got mine that just has a little bit of everything, but it's got Stranger Things in the middle. We love Stranger Things. So I'm sure I'm gonna like it. It was like my second favorite house last year, maybe.
I think so. I think that's
you can go back and watch the videos from last year. But I think it was like my second favorite because I think they had a fairy tale house or something that I really I love that, you know. So so I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. So am I. I'm looking forward to it also.
But excitement rating, it's like we did it last year. So it's going to be enjoyable. I love IP houses more than I do original houses. So,
yes, so do I usually. And sometimes you have those really cool originals.
They have some cool original houses, but I come for the IP houses and then I stay for the original houses.
We see what we can do.
And sometimes I regret if I skip an original house. There was that vampire one like a year or two ago. Yeah, I do kind of regret missing that one. But you know, the IPs, that's what I go for.
Yeah.
What was the next house on your list?
The next one is Nightingales Blood Pit.
Original house.
Yes, and I believe this is a rehashing or a sequel to a previous.
Yeah, this is like a sequel of some kind.
House. Yeah. I am not excited about this one.
Well, what is it? What is this about? You know?
So it says, as the blood soaks into the earth, the nightingales feed on the dead and dying. The nightingales are a grisly race of creatures that have been here since the dawn of time. You may think you're familiar with their past feeding frenzies, but you haven't seen them like this. You'll try to survive alongside the gladiators. I'm not a gladiator person.
Sounds like...
As the ravenous nightingales tear into their victims and notice that fresh blood has come into their midst.
Sounds like harpies or ghouls or something like that, but we weren't there when they did it the first time, I guess, because I don't
Maybe
remember.
It was cool. You guys comment and tell us if it was cool.
Yeah, I don't know how far back this is a throwback to, how many years back the first time, but you know, if we have time, we'll do it. We do like to spend a lot of time in Diagon Alley.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much at around 10:30 or 11 in the night, we're like, let's just go.
We're like, we got about 2 more houses to do, but we don't want to miss Diagon Alley, so sometimes...
I know that's kind of silly, and you guys are probably like, you're nuts, but we only have one night there.
Yeah, we only do it one night, and then we do Mickey's Not So Scary one night, so... Okay, so that one, okay, next one.
Universal Monsters.
Universal, the original classic Universal Monsters. Now I say that with quotations because at least in the past, They had a scare zone the first year we went. It was the classic Universal Monsters and maybe some other types. And they don't make them look exactly like in the movies.
I wish I remembered that scare zone.
Well, we've got photos of it. And
Okay, I know what you're
we
talking
might
about.
even have video. I don't know. It was really cool. But again, they don't like Wolfman doesn't look like Lon Chaney Jr.'s Wolfman.
Which I wish they would.
Yeah,
I really wish
I
they would.
would prefer that, but I think they maybe thought that stuff wasn't scary enough, and they try to amp it up a little.
We were talking about how we wish that this house would be in all black and white.
Yeah, which
I think it would be fantastic.
would be very cool, but I don't expect that. But it would be very cool.
I wish they would.
If it would be. But I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Because I love the old classic Universal monsters.
This is actually the one I'm most excited about so far.
Yeah. There's like a rumored house we're going to talk about later that I would be the most excited for if it happens.
Me too.
But that hasn't been officially announced. We'll talk about it in a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love classic Universal monsters. I'm super excited for it. It would be cool if we could make it to the scare dinner. I don't know if we will this year, but I'm sure they'll be there, the classic
Probably.
Universal monsters.
Which, if you guys have not seen footage of the Scare Actors Dining Experience, you should really check it out. We have a couple of videos
we've been there.
that
We've been to that twice, so we have 2 videos.
So fun. It's really fun. So
yeah, I would love to.
good food too.
To do that again. I really enjoy that. Yeah, I was gonna say something else about that classic monsters, but anyway, I'm super excited about that one. For the announced houses, it's probably the one I'm most excited for.
Me as well. And then the last one that's been announced is Depths of Fear. It says, the workers of a deep sea mining company have found themselves in a dire situation. They've delved too deep and encountered a parasitic race of creatures that turn out to be deadly. Panic ensues as you find yourself encountering infected miners and acidic creatures. The pressure builds as the self-destruct sequence counts down to the inevitable implosion of the facility. As you venture further into the depths, you'll encounter the creatures known as the Mouth Brooders. Picture being trapped in a claustrophobic mining installation underwater with a countless number of these slithering monsters. Your worst nightmares will come to life as these fiends spew flesh-eating acidic eggs at human hosts, and you witness miners being driven mad by the infection.
Now, I think that's interesting. I'm very curious about it.
I think it's interesting too. I'm more interested in it than the Gladiator one.
Yeah.
For sure. Because I love science fiction and you love science fiction and, apocalyptic films and stuff. So.
And I'm interested in how they're going to do the underwater aspect.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like, we're actually underwater.
Will we be in an underwater cave, or will we supposedly just, I don't know, be somehow breathing underwater? I don't know
it's
how
gonna
it's
be like
going to
the
be.
mermaid's trip.
I hope it doesn't make me feel
mermaids.
like I'm underwater like hardcore, because then I'll freak out.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I love it.
But yeah, I'm curious and interested. Like I said, I'm not wild about the original houses, but I'm curious. I'm interested in that.
Yeah. It should be cool.
That's all they've announced
That's
so far?
all they've
Interesting.
announced.
I thought there was more.
There will probably be another announcement next week. But
you know what?
no.
I just really disappointed myself because I was thinking about, are they only expecting they're expecting possibly 2 more IP houses?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, but there are some theories on that.
There are some rumors. So let's talk rumors. Now, these are just flat out rumors, and we've heard them online, we've heard them on YouTube, everything.
I have a theory though, and I'm just gonna say it so I don't forget it later.
Okay.
Because one of these IP rumors I'm super excited about, and now I'm a little worried because I just thought of something. There's a new Chucky film coming out.
Oh, I think California might end up doing that.
Okay, I hope they don't bump what I'm hoping they do to do new Chucky. And they had a Chucky scare zone last year, and it was great.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't even old Chucky. This is new Chucky that's coming out. So I don't know.
If you haven't figured out already, we're talking just Orlando.
We're going to Orlando if we go. So yeah. Theoretical houses.
So let's just talk the smaller, the ones that we're not as interested in. Actually, no, we're interested. So Killer Clowns. There supposedly is going to be a Killer Clowns house, which would floor me, and I would be so excited. I'm foreseeing like the facade of the big tent, Killer Clown's tent, and then you're seeing the figures of the clowns, like the silhouettes from the outside, and then you go through it and you've got all the cotton candy. I think it's going to be awesome. I really hope they do that.
Last year they had the Killer Clowns Scare Zone.
And I was so happy.
It was amazing. And then when they were throwing this theory around this year, remember I was kind of saying, I loved Killer Clowns last year, but I feel like it's kind of like Trick or Treat, that it's more ideal for a scare zone than it is for a house, because they did a Trick or Treat house last year, and Trick or Treat's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel that the house was quite as good as the scare zone.
I would have to agree with you too.
But then you brought up that Killer Clowns, could be inside the actual circus tent spaceship, and that would be pretty cool and freaky. So.
It would.
Yeah, that got me a little bit more thinking. It would be pretty cool. But
cool. I really hope so. So the second rumor would be House of 1,000 Corpses.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is a big rumor, which would kind of go along with the carnival theme, I guess.
Yeah, maybe they are doing like a carnival kind of.
No, that doesn't make sense with the other houses. But I like this movie. I'm not super into like this kind of movie, which I don't even know what subgenre you would classify.
They're practically this is practically now its own thing. It's Rob Zombie movies.
Okay.
They're their own thing.
It's not my favorite horror film because I'm more of a supernatural horror person. But I do remember really liking it, and the characters are fun in it, and
yeah, and I've seen like one or two other. Well, I've seen a few other Rob Zombie movies. This is the one that I like, and it's got a few moments that I don't. His stuff can get really dark, in a very realistic way, and I mean we're like monster people. We like monsters.
Yeah.
We like classic monsters and things like that. Hammer horror, Universal, the slasher stuff as it is. We will watch it, but we're not as into it as we are.
We're just
monsters.
not into it. It's not like we're grossed out by it or anything. But like,
sometimes
once you start getting into like snuffy type,
and his stuff
that
has
freaks me out.
His stuff has an aspect of that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just people being brutal and cruel, just to be brutal and cruel, and
which is
I don't get much
realistic and it
entertainment
happens,
for me out of that,
No.
But and I mean sometimes there's good movies like that. There are sometimes, but they're just. It's a dark place. It's not entertaining. For
Like
me.
what was the one we saw? Henry,
Portrait of a Serial Killer. Very good movie. Very good.
Still haven't gotten through it.
Oh, you haven't?
I still have
You
not.
didn't get through it the other night?
No.
We saw Joe Bob showed it, and we were watching it then.
Poor Joe Bob. I always watch Joe Bob, and I couldn't get through that one.
I've seen much worse films than that, but I know what you mean. It's real. It's based on a true story. It's very dark.
Yeah.
And it's just a little too real for entertainment value for us,
Mm-hmm.
But it's great performances and stuff, so I still enjoy watching it.
Mm-hmm.
But so I've seen that one a couple times.
A movie that does it differently is like American Psycho. I feel like that one is like realistic, but it's also
so
fanciful as well. So we're like
that's like a comedy. That's comedy horror. That is one of my favorite horror movies. Yeah,
I love it. So,
but like House of 1,000 Corpses has that sequel, Devil's Rejects, and now they're going to come out with a third one.
Saw that.
Devil's Rejects, in my opinion, it's a good movie. I didn't enjoy it very much because it's just too much of like just cruelty to random people, and that's not my kind of horror. That's all. I mean, other people like it. That's cool. But there's just a smidge of that. I mean, in a sense, all of the House of 1,000 Corpses is that, but it's fanciful in a way. It's fantasy.
Now, I saw this movie years ago. Is there like a portion of it where they take him through a carnival ride? A little ride?
Yeah, a little ride. It's like a roadside, like
it's a roadside attraction. I think that would be cool if they're not going to take us on a little ride.
If you that might be the first part, and then that could be fun.
I think this would make a great house. I do. I think it would be interesting.
You're right. It wouldn't be like we wouldn't be riding in a little cart. I'm getting Mickey's Not So Scary confused with.
Yeah,
But but we might see some aspect of that. But that's what I mean. It's got more wacky and fun aspects to it than like Devil's Rejects and stuff. I am excited for that one. I will really enjoy that one, I think.
I think it'll be cool. And then...
If they do it, that's a theory house.
Yeah, that's a rumor.
A rumor house.
What was the other rumor besides the big one that we're going to talk about?
Was there another one?
I mean, I believe there are some rumored original houses, and I don't really remember those.
Oh, I don't remember any rumored original houses, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were. That, I guess we'll just have to talk about next time.
Yeah, I mean, they're rumors.
When we talk about officially.
Let's talk about the huge rumor that we're super excited about, and we really hope is happening.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite things. That's Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
The original 80s
Ghostbusters.
movie with Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd.
I mean, can you imagine just walking through the house and hearing their voices?
Oh.
Assuming they get the real voices.
Yeah, I mean, I would just lose it.
That is like, I know that's one of your absolute favorite films, like even above horror films. It's not really a horror film.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like Disney, I'm Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and then I'm Ghostbusters.
So yeah, and I have like Back to the Future above that, and then Ghostbusters is somewhere down there, but yeah.
Yeah, let's flip that for me, you know?
Yeah.
Super, super excited for that, if it happens. And I don't know, I mean, we're hearing that rumor a lot, but we won't know until. But I will. That's the thing that's really gonna make me want to go this year.
Yes, absolutely.
Like without it, I don't think I would feel devastated if I couldn't go.
Correct. Right.
You know.
But with it, we would feel absolutely devastated if we weren't able to go. So I think we would try to make everything in our power happen.
Yeah, if they announce Ghostbusters, yeah. And it's kind of been like the past few years, there's always been like one thing that was like one of our favorite things when we had to go, even though it didn't always live up to it. But like I know they did, what was it last year, Poltergeist? Yeah,
Poltergeist, which is one of my favorite movies.
And if you watch our after trip video last year, or our trip video too, we were kind of like, it wasn't that great.
A lot of people loved it, but we just didn't. I like to be in the movie and see the scenes as they go, and when they take a more abstract, like
they went out of order, and they didn't like really start it from the beginning.
They didn't even start from the beginning. They just like started at the end. I don't know.
Yeah, it's practically like they started from the end of the movie or something.
Yeah, but a couple of years ago they did The Shining, which I thought was really great.
Yeah, The Shining was fantastic. They did an American Werewolf in London.
Yes, that was fantastic. I mean, there's always one house
that's my favorite horror film.
Yeah, there's always one house that pulls us. And then I think the best one for me, although American Werewolf was pretty darn good, was Exorcist. Oh my goodness.
Oh, The Exorcist, yeah.
That was fantastic.
I wish I had caught that on film. You came out of that one crying because you loved it so
I was crying from joy.
Not from fear, but just loving it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Shining was what, 2 years ago?
I think so, yeah.
Was that the year that they did that? It was last year they had a fairy tale house, wasn't it?
Yes, last year was a fairy tale house.
Yeah, that was an original house, and I really loved it. Yeah, so that's the announcements and rumors.
What other movies could, they seem to always do a classic horror film now. So what other IP they're missing Rosemary's Baby.
we were kind of
like an Italian
Rosemary's Baby.
There you go.
We always like talk about like that's like your favorite choice.
Yes.
Right, for an IP house, which they would do.
I mean, that they have left to do. Yeah.
As far as classic horror.
I don't know if you saw, but in one of our videos at Halloween Horror Nights, at the very end of the night, they played the Rosemary's Baby theme song, which is one of my absolute favorite theme songs.
Yeah.
And I'm like crying on the bench, and we're just like soaking it all in. It was wonderful.
And that would be amazing. But
it would be easy too, because it takes place in an apartment.
And I kind of mentioned it before, but Dawn of the Dead, I think, would just be...
That would be
for me,
so
I would just be amazed by that. Yeah. They also did Ash vs. Evil Dead a couple years ago.
Yeah. That was the year where there were a lot of great ones.
Yeah.
Even with Day of the Dead would be super easy for them to do, and I would love that too.
Yeah, Day of the Dead, it would be perfect for a house type
It's
setup.
funny because that film was not one of my favorites out of the series, but then as I've gotten older, I'm loving it more and more and more.
I think that's a common reaction.
Is it?
I think people have to warm up to Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
But Dawn of the Dead is still
Oh, well, yeah.
my favorite. But I even like Land of the Dead.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But yeah, and even the original, I don't know if they've ever done that one, Night of the Living Dead. That would still be cool, but...
They should do The Fly. Have they ever done The Fly?
No idea. I have no idea what they did before.
Let us know if they've done The Fly.
We started going, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the 80s version.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the original is fantastic as well.
I mean, there's a lot
of
possibilities.
Can you imagine if they ever did Waxworks?
Waxwork, the 80s movie with Zach Galligan.
I always say Waxworks. I always make it plural, but it's Waxwork.
Yeah,
Oh my God. Can you imagine that?
One of our favorites, yeah. Or Night of the Comet.
Oh God, yes.
But yeah.
So many good ones they can do. And hey, they did Killer Clowns, so that's not stopping them from doing
more sci-fi kind of
Night of the Comet or things like that, you know?
More like comedic and
yes.
sci-fi-ish.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it for that. Do you want to move on to just a little bit of Mickey's Not So Scary?
We were going to talk about, nothing's really been announced.
Nothing new.
But I think, they haven't even announced anything except for they're letting already people make reservations.
The
dates are announced.
Yeah, the dates are announced.
Reservations.
They are doing a different fireworks show, though, isn't that correct?
Oh,
I think so.
Yeah, they're gonna change that up a bit. Now that's not the castle show. That's not Hocus Pocus.
No.
They haven't said anything about that, but they did say there was gonna be like a new updated fireworks show, which I don't know. Have we ever really watched that fireworks show?
I don't think so.
We usually see it from a distance. I want to see it.
I think we've seen it a couple of times. Like
maybe
the first time
maybe once.
Oh, we saw it
the first
year.
year.
The first year, and it was very up close.
Because you got to get in front of the castle if you want to see it. Because it's a lot of projection nowadays. Everything they're very big on projection now.
And then just a side note, it does coincide with Halloween. They are not going to have Return to Sleepy Hollow this year.
Oh gosh.
Which I am so upset about.
Okay. It's done 2 years so far. Last year they did it, and the year before they did it, and we went both times. We love the old Disney Ichabod and Mr. Toad, and this is where you go into the barn and you watch a screening of Ichabod, that portion of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. And
this last year they even upped the game by having a dessert party.
And that we posted video of that.
Yeah, there's a great video of it. Check it out. I mean,
the desserts are adorable and delicious.
And it's in the
there's booze.
Yeah, and it all comes with your ticket.
It's all with the dessert party ticket.
Right,
yeah.
Which is not much more than the regular ticket.
It's not really. Well, they have various tiers. They have various tiers of tickets.
It's really not much more, and you get a free bag. I mean, it was just a bag of goodies. It was just a really cool experience. Now
we went and we even dressed up special for it.
We did. We dressed up we bound it as Katrina and a colonial person.
I just dressed as I'm no Ichabod Crane, so I just dressed as a colonial guy.
But it's in the little party was in the the blacksmith
It was in the
shop.
blacksmith shop, yeah. And it was
really
neat.
They had a little, a guy there, a blacksmith guy there who was making s'mores.
It
was really
so
neat.
cool.
You guys need to see the video.
Wanted to go again to that, but
now it's not because they're never going to have it again. Supposedly, they're supposedly bringing it back
next
year. But it's because they're building a hotel where the old water park was in the area of Fort Wilderness.
Yeah, I don't know why that affects this, but
I really hope that doesn't ruin the view of Fort Wilderness. I feel like there's going to be a huge skyscraper or something there. I don't know. I'm a little concerned
hopefully,
about that.
Yeah, because there is a lot of talk right now that, it's great. They're building a lot of new stuff at the parks and the resorts, but they're not paying as much attention to the views and the theming.
Yeah.
Like, you can be in Epcot Center and see a big building that doesn't really go with anything else. That's a little upsetting, Disney. You got to think about all that stuff, because the beauty of it is a big part of it.
It is. And especially with Fort Wilderness, because with Fort Wilderness, you feel like you're not, I mean, you feel like you're in a Disney-like place, because they're so nice and they have that quality of entertainment.
It has that, yeah.
But it feels like you're on your own isolated little island. It
feels
wonderful.
like another place, like its own place. It is. They've got so many activities. You could literally take a trip to Disney World just to go to Fort Wilderness
and never even
and just do Fort Wilderness stuff. Yeah,
we loved that event, and I am so sad that it's not going to be there.
yeah. Apparently, it was very popular, and that's why they brought it back with the dessert party.
I really hope they don't just forget about it. That is what I'm hoping.
Yeah, because it is for us. Because a lot of people do go to it. I mean, that are just like, eh. But then a lot of people do love it, because apparently it has been doing well. And we love it. We want to go every year. That we're there, that they have it.
Yeah. Keep it up, Disney. Come on.
If it's the same every year, we will still love it and go.
So, I mean, hopefully we'll make it out there.
We were talking about the skylines and all that, and how there's a lot of talk right now about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which we're very excited about, and if we get to go,
we might
we might try to have a day for that. But something I've been thinking about since this started is they're talking about all the immersion and everything. What about all the tourists in Mickey Mouse hats and t-shirts walking around?
I know.
Is that really going to make me feel like I'm in Star Wars?
No, it's not.
That's just a thing in the back of my brain through all of this.
Here's the thing. I think when you go for the first few times, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. You're not even going to be noticing those people possibly. But once you start getting used to the land, you're going to start seeing these people in their Mickey Mouse hats and being like,
get out of my land. I'm trying to be in Star Wars. Something I noticed, because they're selling like costumes and stuff, is apparently, I heard this I think on the Diz Unplugged or somewhere. They said that there's actually tags on the costumes that say you can't wear this in the parks.
Whoa.
So I'm wondering if we can even, bound or cosplay Star Wars at all.
Here's what I think they're going to do. I think that they're going to have special event nights where people have to come in costume, possibly.
I think that's more wishful thinking, but I'm sure they will have special event nights and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to be saying, and you have to come in costume or anything like that. But
I would hope so. I mean I'm hoping for like a Westworld type scenario here, like at some point.
Which we've had in our mind, what we're really excited about is when they build that Star Wars hotel.
Yeah.
And they're like really trying to immerse you, but then still when you get to back 2 and you come out and you're in, and people are walking around in their tourist clothes.
I know.
I don't know, man. But somebody needs to be at the front of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge putting cloaks on people.
I mean, you gotta understand that we're artists, so we've got that like artistic, we want everything to be perfect mind, so sorry. But
so Mickey's Not So Scary, we love that. I love it. You like Halloween Horror Nights a little more than Mickey's Not So Scary, and I like Mickey's Not So Scary a little more. Hasn't that been accurate?
Not necessarily.
Okay, I thought you had said that before, because they change up.
What I do, I love Halloween Horror Nights because they have different houses every year. I mean, I could possibly go over there to Disney over to Orlando for a Halloween trip and not go to Mickey's Not So Scary, because it hasn't changed.
Yeah. See, and that's a difference. Like with me, like I love Mickey's Not So Scary, and I know it's mostly the same every year. Once in a while they'll change the show or whatever, but for me that's a big part of it. And I couldn't really go on a Halloween trip.
I love everything about it.
And you get to wear a costume.
I love figuring out what costumes we're gonna wear, and that is a huge deal for us. So I guess we're gonna reveal what we're planning for our costumes this year. Are you ready? Drum roll.
Okay, we always like to do classic Disney stuff because most people don't do it.
Yeah.
And we're talking live action too.
Live action classic Disney. And I'm not talking 80s classics. I'm not talking 90s classics. We're talking 60s classics, okay?
50s, 60s,
This is
all that
what
old
we love
stuff.
to do. So we did,
70s, last year we did the 70s one.
We did Pete's Dragon last year, as most of you guys know. So this year we're doing That Darn Cat. It's gonna be awesome.
The original one
I'm
with
super
Haley Mills
excited.
and Dean Jones.
Yeah.
We're excited about that one. So we're working on that. And you're gonna be Haley Mills.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be her, well, I guess boyfriend, but which is weird. But I'm gonna be Canoe.
Canoe, yeah.
Who's the the guy in the sweatshirt and the sandwich. And
It's gonna be really funny.
And I'm actually working on making a plush of DC the cat.
Yes.
From That Darn Cat.
Because we've looked online and we found some cats that are just, the cats that they have are not.
They're very
I want to
plush
be able to
toy looking.
hold DC and have him look like a real cat. I think it'll be awesome.
I'm gonna
He's huge,
make an
by the way.
attempt at making them look more real than the typical plush.
So
cats.
we'll show some progress, or we'll try to show you guys some progress as we go along.
Maybe it'll be done in a week. I don't know.
I've already got part of my outfit ready, and I'm gonna show a little picture here.
So yeah, that's what we're working on, and
I think
anything
it'll be
else?
fun. I'm excited to hear or see if anybody recognizes us. Last year, it's kind of become a game because last year none of the actual guests recognized. Oh wait, actually, one guest.
I'm sure some did.
One guest when we were walking past the Polynesian was just like, "Oh my God, you guys are amazing!" But for the most part, it was all cast members last year, which was really fun. This year, let's see if even the cast members know us.
Yeah, this will be a test.
This will be a test.
If anybody remembers something with no animation in it, because what were we the year before that? One year I was Pete from the old Mickey Mouse cartoons, and you were
I was Mickey Mouse.
a very accurate, original Mouseketeer.
Yeah.
Have we done anything else? What else have we done? Oh, okay. And then one year I was a character from Heavyweights.
Oh yeah, and I was Emma Swan from
And you were Emma
Once Upon a
Swan.
Time.
I was sort of inspired by Josh from Heavyweights, but it was kind of just a generic.
Yeah, but it was cool.
But yeah, and you were Emma Swan, which got a lot of recognition, of course.
Because it's modern.
Yeah, so...
But yours got a lot too.
Oh yeah, surprisingly, yeah.
And then the first year we went, I made T-shirts. I made some
The
cool
first year we
T-shirts,
made, we had those T-shirts you made. Yeah, so this year, That Darn Cat.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, and so anything else? Do we have anything else to say about Mickey's Not So Scary?
No, I think that's it.
We're still waiting for those announcements of the treats and the any new stuff, merchandise.
Yeah. And we will be staying at Cabana Bay again, assuming that we are going.
Assuming we get to go.
As we say, you guys, this is all conjecture and hope, because this has been a really interesting year for us. So we're hoping to make it out there.
Yeah.
Let's see. But we're gonna stay at Cabana Bay. It fits our costumes, so why not? And we love Cabana Bay too. And this year, maybe we'll get to swim in the
lazy river.
In the lazy river at Cabana Bay. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that. Basically, I'm not gonna say we're doing anything from now on because we never get to.
Every day, if you watch last year's videos,
it's so sad.
We did something we hadn't done before. We posted every day from where we were, from the trip.
Yeah, so I was,
instead of waiting to the end of the trip
after
to post
the end of the
everything.
day, I was posting our daily videos, and man, is that exhausting.
Yeah, that's so much extra work, and you were doing it on your phone.
Yeah.
But we posted every day, and every day we said, tomorrow, we didn't make it to the pool after all. Tomorrow we're gonna try to hit the pool. We never made it to the pool, so hopefully, I've been doing that here at the apartment every day. I said, I'm gonna go swimming tomorrow. Never make it, but maybe this year if we go. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, if there are some more big announcements, we'll do another follow-up
We
video
will,
on this.
and possibly we will show you our progress on our costumes.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, guys. So
All
we'll
right.
see you next time.
It was good talking to you. Bye.
Bye.